Hello everyone and welcome to the Kukuli Bushcraft channel. Okay, so I'm going to go over some real basics today. Just a couple of tarp setups. There's basically three that I like to use. I nearly always just use a plow point, to be honest. Nice and simple and quick and easy. But I'll go over a couple more. And yeah. My tarp of choice is normally a DD tarp. This is something else. MHF or something like that, I think the brand's called. So this isn't as good a quality. You don't get as many tie outs. We've got these little grommets here. You can only fit quite a, just a wire peg in there. So not really ideal. I've got a bag with some loops, some bits of cordage, and I've got a Ridgeline. So I'd advise you not to cut pieces of rope off your Ridgeline. Because one day, if you go cutting pieces off, one day you're going to find it's too short. So keep one piece of rope long. And I will be wanting to attach loops to this because it hasn't got tie outs. So what I can do is I can pull a loop out of the bag and just lax foot it through here like that, easy peasy. Right, so I'm going to start off and put up the Ridgeline. I've got two trees back here. So I'm going to go at about shoulder height. And I'm going to start off with a Siberian hitch. Okay, so the free end I'm going to wrap around my hand. Now I'm going to bring this over the top, pass my hand through, grab a bite from the free end. There. So I'll do that again slowly. Okay, so this is the free end. I'm wrapping it around my hand. My hand goes that way. And then I grab a bite through the top. And I have got another video on this knot, so I'll put a link to that in the description too. Okay, so I'm just going to pinch this now, and I'm just going to do a little overhand knot with a bite. There we go. So that will come undone really quite easily. If I don't want it to come undone easily, again, I can just put a toggle in. And when I want to remove the knot, toggle comes out and everything comes apart nice and easy. 3 meters by 3 meters is a good size. And for this first setup, I could do with a few more grommets, to be honest, because I've got one on each corner The one in the middle, I could do with about 5. But I can still make it work. So I'm going to pull one corner over. I'm going to get one of my guy lines. So I'm aiming at having this round about 1/3 of the way along the tarp over the top. Okay, I'm going to attach this to a peg. And I'm just going to use a clove hitch here. And I'll pound this into the ground round about here. Okay, so I'm just going to use the wire pegs into the grommets here because it's fast and easy. I don't trust these pegs. They go in nice and easy, but they come out nice and easy as well. I rather make my own pegs from wood. You can reuse them. You can harden them in the fire as if you so choose. Yeah, the other 2 corners I'm going to anchor into the ground. One peg in there. One peg in there, and then this we can just tuck underneath. And readjust a little. So the front corner over the ridge line, the next 2 corners pin straight down to the ground, and the final back corner just gets tucked up into the back of the shelter. Okay, so what this setup gives us is a little bit of protection from the sides. And also there is enough room in there for one person. Okay, so simple setup. I've just got the tarp over the ridge line. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a prusik loop. So my loop goes over there, through once, through twice, pull it tight, and now that will slide, but under tension it shouldn't move. I'm going to just pass it through one more time just to be on the safe side. Now I generally use a carabiner for this, but in this case I'm just going to attach it with a little toggle, just a little stick. That's a bit rotten. Okay, so I can attach this at the front and just have a total lean-to shelter. What you really want to be concerned about is as if it's going to collect water. But yeah, I'm just going to pass that through the grommet and the toggle will hold it into place. So I'll do the same on the other side. So here I've got one of my tent pegs. Okay, so loop over, then through itself, 1, 2, 3 times, pull it tight, through the grommet, right, so now I can pull the tarp to where I want it, and then I can put some pegs in the ground. So now we have something like this. That tree stump's a bit in the way, and obviously I can get one more peg in the middle there on either side, and also, as if I choose to, I can raise one corner. I can raise one corner, 2 corners, whatever I choose, just by pulling this out. I can attach this to a stick, put a guy line on there, and just anchor this to the ground. But what you need to be aware of if you're doing this is that it's very likely, if it rains, that will hold water, which is not good. Okay, that can go in the ground. I can put another guy line off in another direction. I can also, of course, raise this side as well and give more of an open shelter. Or I could just attach the toggles to the ridgeline on this side, and I could have half of the tarp underneath me, which would keep me off the damp ground, sorry. So yeah, lots of options, but what I generally pretty much always go for is just a plow point, and I'll go over that now with you. Okay, so right now I don't need all of this ridge line, so all I'm gonna do, rather than cut the size that I need, I'm just gonna hank it up I'm going to leave that hanging and just use the amount of rope that I need. So nice and high up on the tree. Siberian hitch again. I'm going to find a corner. Stick that one in my pocket for later. And the loop that I've created with the Siberian hitch, I'm going to pass that through the loop. How you go about this doesn't really matter, but I'm going to pass another bite through. And then again a toggle. Right, so I've got one corner attached to the tree. I'm going to pin the other 3 corners to the ground. Okay, so I've got a good spacious shelter now, but it's a little bit slack up here. Billows around a bit in the wind. It's a big tarp, 3 metres by 3 metres, 8 foot by 8 foot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a stick, and I've got this little gel burner. If you watch my videos, you'll have seen me using a little gasifying stove which comes with a gel burner. You can use other things. You could use an old pair of socks. As if you watch Mad Dog Survival, you'll see he uses a leather pad for lots of things, including just this purpose. Yeah, lots of things you can use, but that, just to stop the stick from poking through, that works fine for me. Get the angle right. There, voila. So nearly always this is the way I set my shelter up, the plough point. This knot here, you can attach that any way you like. To be honest, the knots involved, I tend to use different ones every single time. More tent pegs is always good. And there's plenty of room. Nice and comfortable for 2 people, or 1 person and 1 dog. I've been camping quite a bit with a friend of mine recently, and yeah, this video's mostly for him because he looked like he could do with some pointers, but hopefully other people have learnt a few things. The first setup, I've done a lot with the DD tarp, and the DD tarp's much better because it's actually got grommets exactly where you need them. This has just got 3 on either side. It's not ideal. The more tie-outs you have, and the more grommets and the more attachment points, the better. Also, just bear with me a second. It's really good as if you have a tie-out point right in the middle. That way, rather than putting a stick inside, you can run a line up to a tree somewhere, or or maybe with a clove hitch attached to a pole somewhere about here and then to the ground. Yeah, so cheap tarp, serves its function, but it is quite good to get something a little bit better. And I really think DD tarps, price for quality and tie outs, really worth paying a little bit extra. That's not to say, of course, that DD are the only manufacturer of good quality tarps. There are plenty of others. It's just I have experience with DD tarps and I think they're pretty damn decent. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, everyone. Please give us a thumbs up. Please drop us a comment. Let us know what your favourite tarp setup is. Yeah, maybe any tips and pointers, anything I might have missed. And yeah, I'll see you all again soon for another Kukli Bushcraft video. Bye for now.